Hello and welcome to my dirty ass basement. I'm Fred, and this is going to be my very first recorded campaign on Crusader Kings III. I love this game, probably my favorite game of all time. I've got over 3,000 hours playing it. That's like 130 some odd days. 130 days without a date and no regrets, man. Like, I really love this game. Grand strategy, minimal bugs. I actually always wanted a game like this and kind of came across it by kind of accident on YouTube one day. I didn't even have a PC or anything like that, and I stumbled across this guy. His name's John. He runs a channel called Mini a True Nerd, and he does very awesome, like, large-scale campaigns on Crusader Kings 3. I fell in love with it. I watched like 3 episodes, and I literally sold everything I had and went out and bought a PC, like a little gaming laptop that I could afford, just so I could play the game, and it has not let me down. But if you want something that's a little more, like, less offensive language, because I can't really help it, it's in my vocabulary, I'd go and check him out. Also, I want to do a big shout out to Paradox, because obviously they've had a large portion of my life dedicated to this game, and there's very little bugs. They do very good research on actual historical characters. You know, they're very good at adding very real names, just different complex aspects to it that were real in this time. And I'm very excited. It does look better than this if you play on a better PC. Like, your characters will actually look nice and they'll move around and stuff like that. I run mine on, like, the very lowest quality, just because I have a better laptop now, but it's still just a crappy little gaming laptop. And you'll hear it at times running its ass off, but it works very hard for your entertainment. So, you'll see my guys, they're a little wonky. I mean, this guy looks pretty good, but you'll see a couple characters that are just wonky as shit, and that's fine. We'll go ahead and get into this, though. Let's see. You can see when you first get in here, you have 2 different start dates, 1066, 867. Everyone's favorite is typically the 1066 start point. There's a lot of big historical events going on at this point. You have the big war for England going on here with Harold Godwinson as king. Harold Hardrada, who's trying to reform the North Sea Empire. And then you have William the Bastard, who was actually promised that he could be king by Edward the Confessor, the guy right before Harold Godwinson took the throne. He promised William the Bastard he could be king of England, but obviously Harold Godwinson was like, nah, fuck you, guy, and he took the throne. William the Bastard didn't like that, and he was like, well, fuck you too. He went there and took it, and basically created English culture as it is today. They were Anglo-Saxon at the time that Harold Godwinson was king. When William Bastard came over, he became William the Conqueror, obviously. But he brought French culture, Norman French culture, which mixed with the Anglo-Saxon and actually created the English that we know today. I very much recommend looking into the history at least the time that you're starting, where you're starting. No matter who you start with, you want to really learn about the actual kings, because I'm telling you, they're very good at researching this game, and I promise you, if you look up Your Liege or something like that, he is a very real historical person. And it'll just make the game more immersive if you know the history, If you go down here to Rags to Riches, you got kind of strong characters, but kind of like lower characters. You kind of want to work your way up with them. That's why it's called Rags to Riches. And Iberia in Pieces, you got these 4 brothers. I'm pretty sure they're brothers. And then you got a sister here. Their father died, left them all broken up shit, and they obviously fight each other to basically put them all back together, which is cool. But we're actually going to go over here to 867. 867, a lot of good starting points there as well. You can be Ivar the Boneless, Halfdan Whiteshirt, you can be King Alfred the Great, Snake in the Eye, Bjorn Ironside, any of the sons of Ragnar or Lothbrok. You also got some great adventurers here who did some awesome things and went out and kind of learned about other cultures and, brought it back to their culture. You got this guy over here, Rurik. He's pretty much a starter of the Russian dynasty. You got Count Eudes over here, the Robertine dynasty. They actually ended up becoming French kings after the Carlings, or the Carolingians, if you want to put it that way. And then you got Jarl Heston. He's actually on, I think he's portrayed in The Last Kingdom as Heston. Great adventurer, conquered a lot of different little lands everywhere, which is pretty cool. And then you got the Carolingians. These are all the the Carolingian dynasty when it broke apart, and you can play as any of those guys. But we're going to play as any character in 867. I do recommend, if you are new to the game, that you play, okay, I thought you clicked it. Alright, there we go. If you're new to the game, you can play as a king. It'll make it a little more easy. You'll have a bigger army, bigger success chance against people trying to take your stuff. But someone like me who's played the game for a long time will tell you it's a lot funner to try to start as the smallest place possible. And that's actually what we're going to do today, or, you know, until the series ends. I have a very big plan for it, but obviously we kind of already went over some of the characters around here. We're going to start as this little county down here. For the longest time, I thought that this little island here was just kind of connected to these two, and they were all kind of connected to either Northern Africa or Syracuse over here. But my apology to anybody from Malta, but I didn't realize it was his own little county over here, and it's the smallest one I can find. You have a lot of small places out here, but usually when they're islands, they're all connected to something. You know, you got these little islands here, but it's all these islands, and they're all connected. You know, all these little tiny islands you have, they're all, like, connected to something. See, this one's a little bit bigger. It's also by itself, but it's a little bit bigger. And then when you go over here, you have Yotaland and stuff like that. But this is the smallest place I could find. We're going to start there, and my idea is to build Malta from this tiny little island down here at the bottom of Sicily that I can't click on. And we're going to build it all the way, and we're going to re-establish the Roman Empire. Now, for you guys that don't know about the Roman Empire, which I don't know any men that don't know about the Roman Empire, but it's pretty much all of Italy. I mean, let's just go over it. It's all of Italy. Pretty much all of this. They never actually conquered the Germans. Germania always gave them a big problem, and they were never actually able to conquer that. But pretty much all of modern-day France, into Brittany, the entire Spanish peninsula, all the way up to Hadrian's Wall. Hadrian ruled over the largest expansion in Roman history. That's when they were at the largest extent. And that's his wall right there. It's actually called Hadrian's Wall. It's cool. I want to see it one day. But they went all the way up there to England, all the way over here, all modern-day France and Italy, the entire Byzantine Empire, most of Bulgaria up here to this river here, pretty much all the way into the Middle East, all the way to Iraq and Iran, modern-day Iraq and Iran, and, you know, pretty much the entire, like, Saudi Arabia and everything like that. And you also have modern-day Egypt was part of it. They were a big money maker for the Roman Empire. Was Egypt. They had all the grain and everything like that. And pretty much this whole northern coast of Africa. We're talking a lot of land here, folks. This will probably be the biggest campaign I ever do. And I'm probably starting with the smallest possible place I've ever started. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely going to test how good I am at the game, for sure. You know, like I said, I've never done anything this big starting this small. So this is actually a new challenge for everybody. We're going to go here and create a new character. I always like to start with a male, especially when we're just starting out in a small place like this. You definitely want to start as a man. Nothing against women, it's just a little harder. You have more schemes against you when you're a woman, because people don't typically trust you, especially in this time period. Later on, when we have a stronger family and everything, we'll definitely go with a woman ruler. But if we can definitely choose to start, I would definitely start with a male. Sexual orientation, we'll leave that on random. It doesn't really matter unless anybody finds out. Obviously, modern day is a little different. But back in this day, you definitely don't want to get caught as a different sexual orientation other than heterosexual. But even then, you can kind of talk your way out of it. So I don't really care. We're going to go with random. You can have kids either way. Whether, you can be a gay man and still have kids with your wife, and just have something going on the side if you want. We're going to keep Orthodox Christianity to make our liege happy, just because it's the same religion as our liege, and that's going to help you down the road. But we are going to change the culture here. I don't want to be Greek. I actually want to go back here, and obviously we want to go to Latin. Look at all these cultures, though, folks. I mean, geez, that is crazy. I mean, just They cover everything, man. I'm telling you, the research they do. And these are just like little, like, you can expand it, and there's 3 more connected, or at least 3 more connected to all of them. Like, they really do their research in this game. So you want to go to Latin, and we're going to go to Roman, something the world hasn't seen at this point for hundreds of years. We're going to basically pretend that we were on Malta. We were a little family on Malta that never accepted the fact that Rome had fallen. Like, we were always followed Rome, and we still, owe ourselves to that Roman heritage. So we're going to stick with that, and we're going to try to choose a strong Roman name here. Decius, that's actually pretty cool. We're going to go for something that's not well known. Valerius, ooh, I like that. Valerius. It actually goes with the last name I have planned. So yeah, we're going to go Valerius. And then we're going to customize Dynasty. And I have a little idea here. I'm going to see if it pulls up here. Because I have a last name idea for the time. We're just going to go ahead and put it in ourselves. Let's see, it's Valentinian. So I think that's, yep, that looks good. Our motto, I have a little motto that I like to use. The motto doesn't really come in at any point. It's really just kind of, your thing. And I have a good one that really goes with all cultures and all religions. It's death before defeat. Alright, and then we'll put a little exclamation point at the end to let people know we're fucking serious. Alright, and then we're going to go over here. I definitely have a better idea than this for the fucking shield. That's awful. We're going to start from scratch. We're going to keep the back kind of, a primary color mostly. We're going to go with this red here. Good Roman red there. We'll go over here to emblems, and I'm pretty sure they have like a Roman, like, laurel somewhere in, maybe it's nature. If we go here, they have like there it is, Roman, it's like a Roman laurel. We're going to go over here to match these so we can change the size of the entire thing. I guess we'll put it at the biggest right there, and we'll move it up a little bit, because these ones always look like they're really low. So I like to move them up. So we'll move it up like 2-3 clicks. That looks a little bit better. I'm not submitting it anywhere, but, it looks fine for now. We're going to add something else to this, though. And this could change. I mean, later on when we change our family, we could end up creating a whole divergent, like, family or house, a part of this dynasty. We're going to change religions at some point, I'm positive. So we'll go here, and we're going to go to a religious type thing, just kind of make, like I said, our liege and everybody happy. We're going to throw ourselves a little, like, Orthodox cross in the middle of this. Same thing, we're going to match these. Just change the whole size of the whole thing. Make it a little bit smaller, and we'll put it in the middle of this here. Ooh, I think that looks really nice. I like that. It's very simple, but it looks good. It definitely, like, pops. Red and gold. It's kind of Roman's thing. So we'll go ahead and finish that. Our guy looks okay. He's got kind of a fucking open mouth thing going on here. So we'll change that. I'm not going to change too much about how he looks. We're going to get in the mouth, and we're going to close it, because I feel like you look like fucking Napoleon Dynamite. And we're not voting for Pedro, dog. We're in charge. Everything else looked kind of fine. I'm not really going to mess with everything. I'm going to make him a little bit taller. He's kind of a short little guy. I'm making him a bit taller, a bit stronger, look a bit stronger to the ladies. But that's pretty good there. Let's go ahead and change how old he is. I don't know what I want to do. Young, like a young start, like 17, 16, or kind of older. Older will definitely help us in the beginning. We'll have some perk points that we can put on to our education trait. Yeah, let's go with like 33. It's a little bit older than I am. So we'll go with like 33. And then here you got your education. So you got different levels of your education. Obviously 5 stars is the best. 1 star is the worst. But you have intrigue, which is kind of like your schemer. If you watch Game of Thrones any, I mean, it's pretty much your Littlefinger, your Lord Baelish. And then you got diplomacy, which is kind of like your, politician. Good at talking to people, good at bullshitting his way out of stuff. You got your stewardship education, going to make you better with money, make you better at controlling your land and everything like that. It'll make you be able to hold more land at once, which is actually very useful. And I don't see people using stewardship, and I love it. because it makes you to where you can hold more land. It usually will help you with levy reinforcement. It's a very good education trait that I don't see people utilizing. Obviously, everyone's favorite, and also my favorite, is your martial education. That's going to help you in war, obviously, in commanding your armies. And then your learning. You got learning that make you a good physician. It'll give you possibly like boost to your health and stuff like that. And that's always a good one as well. Oh, we're not going to click on that, though. We're going to go with, I think, like a 2-star, 2-star or 3-star. We're going to go with a 2-star. That way we can save some points, because we only have 400 points to mess with if you want to be able to keep it vanilla and be able to get the achievements. So we want to keep it under 400, but we're going to go with 2-star because there's some personality traits that can help you more with martial and stuff like that. So these are personality traits. They're pretty much all opposites of each other, each one. So you got lustful or chaste. Lustful, obviously, you're kind of a slut. Chaste, I mean, you're more modest. You're to yourself, which is fine. Gluttonous, you're fat shit. Temperate, not so much. Greedy or generous, they're all pretty much opposites of each other as you go down. Stubborn or fickle. I don't know it's sadistic and stubborn. But I like these ones. I like diligent. It gives you 2 diplomacy, 3 stewardship, and 3 learning, which is awesome. That's 3 different ones where it gives you a big boost. The only thing is it will add to your stress, and we'll go over stress later, but it can hurt you in the game. Brave is also a very good one. Obviously, if you're going with a martial, it'll give you martial and prowess. Prowess is your fighting skill. Very important. You will have motherfuckers trying to duel you for your shit, and you got to be able to fight for your shit. So, definitely brave is a good one. And I also like to usually pick something to counter something bad on these. Brave doesn't really have any bad points. I mean, you got some red stuff here, but I mean, really and realistically, it's awesome. Opinion of Craven characters, I don't give a shit. Those are cowards, basically, Craven. I don't really care what they think about me. And the likelihood of dying in battle is good, but, likelihood of not dying in battle is pretty good, too. This one gives you a lot of stress, though. So something I will go to counter that would be something like calm here. Calm will bring the stress down about 10%, which isn't really counteracting that, but it does make it a little bit easier on you that you are a calm person and you don't get your blood pressure that high. You can do more, but typically 3 traits is the typical in this game. You get 3 personality traits and as many other traits as you want. Up to 400 points. But something I'll go with here is Aspiring Blade Master. These are all really good traits. You'll pretty much get these ones once you've maxed out a learning perk. You'll get these, but this one is something that you can't really get for your character. So I usually like to go for this one. It's Aspiring Blade Master. You're basically a good fighter. It gives you prowess and a boost to your health, which is really awesome. Everybody knows in this medieval time you can die at any point. You can be 33 years old and drop dead. It's the medieval time. You can get the fucking flu and you're done. So, you you definitely want those health boosts to help you out for sure. You can see you got a lot of bad, anything with red on it is pretty much not going to be a great thing. This is to help you with your stress level. This all lowers your stress. These aren't good ones. This one's a pothead like me. You got a drunkard. That'll help you with your stress, though, both of those. I definitely know this one. Hashishanya, it helps me with my fucking stress. I know that. Rakish means you give a lot of money away. And then you have good things that give to your stress, but you only got 3 of those. Athletic, Confider, and Journaler. But we're not going to go with any of that right now. We're going to go with one of these congenital traits. Congenital traits you can pass on to your children. So you definitely want good congenital traits that you can pass on. These are bad ones. That's kind of how ugly you are. This is how pretty you are. This is how smart you are, how dumb you are. This is how smart you are. This is how delicate you are, and this is how strong you are. So I really like to go for the smart one. If you look at this, it's going to give you at least a 1-point boost on all of your main skills right here. So quick is always a good one, and it's affordable. Intelligent at 160, it's definitely going to max you out on points. And you can build that later on by marrying somebody who also has quick. And we'll go over that, how these things will build into this. How quick turns into intelligent. Intelligent can turn into genius. We'll go over how all that works. And I'll typically use my remaining points. See, like, we got a lot of remaining points here. That's what's nice about starting kind of older, is it does give you more points to work with. I like the perks we have. We're actually going to go over here, and I think we might go for a 3-star here. Yeah. And then we still have points left over, and that gives us a little bit more command skill. But we're going to go over to stewardship. I'm going to use the rest of these points to kind of shore up all this. So we'll prowess, learning. Learning can actually stay at 9. You can see how it says poor, but if you go up to 9, it goes up to average. You definitely want everything to be average, if you can. I mean, you definitely want that. Later on, when you start having characters that take over for you, you know, they may not have great traits. You can do all you can to try to inspire theirs, but you never know. So you definitely want to have the best traits you can starting out. So we'll go prowess, and we'll just kind of shore it up. 399. So we're pretty close, but we're going to kind of keep everything how it is. It kind of seems fine. I think we're pretty much done with our character here. So we'll go ahead and submit that. And then I think, let's check the game rules, make sure everything's enabled. So that way we know that it's on, like, vanillas. We got achievements and everything. Normal is as high as this goes. It's just easy, very easy and normal. And, you know, if I ever have anything put on there that I'm not supposed to have on there, achievements won't be available. The only thing you will see is you will see some purple stuff next to everything. And that's because sometimes the game does bug out and you have to make little changes manually. And I do like to do that, especially if I'm doing a long campaign, because you don't want one little bug ruining your campaign. You'd rather be able to go through there and kind of change it. So that's sometimes if you play and you don't see that little purple writing I have next to everything, that's basically what I have. And it's basically like little hints. I would definitely do it. I can't remember how I got it, but it's just like a little command you put into the console. But let's see. So you just hit start here. This is our little save name. That's fine. It's probably going to overwrite because I already did a little run through with this. And here we are. So you have your important, like, messages up here. These little question marks, those are hints, which you don't really need because you got me. I'm going to tell you about all the hints. Pay homage, petition liege. Pay homage is basically like going over there and, you know, saying thank you to your liege for protecting you, essentially, which we're not going to do that right now. Petition liege, that's like asking for a favor. No player heir, obviously. We don't have any children right now, so we don't have a player heir. This is our lifestyle. So obviously we're martial lifestyle. So you have all the lifestyle choices up here. We're martial, so we can go here. And we already have 6 points. So we're 33. So we already have built up some points already through our life. In every lifestyle, you'll have about 3 focuses, lifestyle focuses you can do. And those help you. Diplomacy, my favorite one here is fertility. That'll help you have children. But martial, these are pretty good. They'll give you control growth and everything like that. But I like to go with prowess. Prowess is always something you want. You never know when someone's going to try to fucking pick a fight with you. And here, now, once you have a focus chosen, you can start putting your points in. So I'll go with Stalwart Leader here, and this is the purple shit I was talking about right here. You'll go with Stalwart Leader here. It'll give you 4 prowess. Stalwart, I guess that's how you say it. That's going to give you 4 prowess, just make you better fighting, man. I mean, it's very important. Casus Belli cost, minus 50%. We don't really need that, but we do need the stuff under it. Right here, this is the stuff that's going to help you in battle over here. Organized March is going to make you much faster. It's going to make your travel speed faster. And it's just going to make everybody faster. So you definitely want to go unlock that. And we'll also get Engineered for Destruction. Just because I do think in the Roman culture, we do already have some siege weapons that we can use. So we'll go ahead and unlock that. And we'll unlock Living Off the Land. It's going to help you with your supply capacity. So your supply is basically, if you do leave your home country and you go to war with a different country, and you're in their territory, your supply lines will be cut, essentially. So that'll help you keep supplied for longer, because the longer you're at war, the more chances you have of your people just dying off from starvation and stuff. So we're going to go with that, and we're going to go with, last point here, we're going to go with Chivalric Dominance. Chivalric Dominance? Dude, I can't fucking read. Leave me alone. Alright, Chivalric Dominance. It's going to give you Knight Effectiveness times 75, plus 75%. Your knights, you can see, are right here, so we may have to let the game go like 1 day. I'll usually play it, let it go 1 day. Alright, there we go. Now we have our knights. So this is their prowess here. So obviously we don't have anybody too good. 11 is pretty much average. This guy, we have to recruit him, so he's actually not a knight for us yet. He's a guest. We have to pay money for him to stay. I don't know if he's worth it. He's 35. He's gonna eat all our fucking food. I don't know. I don't know if I want that guy. But let's see. Let's look at our court. It's pretty important. You want to have a good council. Wow, okay. This is probably one of the better councils I've ever started with. Usually you got like one guy on here that's got like 3 skill, and that sucks. This actually isn't that bad. Steward, yeah, he's the best guy for that job. I think we pretty much got the best guy for every job in here. Yeah, because you can swap them, but not if this guy's not as good at that as the other. Yeah, I think we'll keep them there for now. That'll keep us from having to invite knights right away, because that'll cost us money right away. I'm glad that our council's pretty good. And go up here to military. This will tell you your knights, obviously. We already went there. You can invite knights if you ever run low on them or you want better ones. These are your normal levies. It looks like we have 112. Trash. It'll get bigger as we're bigger. Obviously, we have this tiny island. I don't even know if 112 motherfuckers live there. And then you have your men-at-arms. These are guys that cost you money to have, but they're always available to you. And the bigger they get, the more money they cost. So you always got to keep that in mind, because if you go ahead and raise these, because I can't afford to increase the size of them, but when I increase the size of them, I increase the price of them as well. And they cost you money even if you're not using them. So, I don't know who's over here. It's like the Byzantine Emperor's got fucking around over here doing something. That's fine. It shouldn't hurt us. He's our guy, so he shouldn't really hurt us. See here, we're unmarried. Definitely something you want to automatically go and do is get married. You're definitely going to want to start popping out kids as soon as you can. It's the name of the game. Wow, she is Herculean. That is the highest that skill gets. That is a physique skill. Wow, it gives you 8 prowess. Huge boost to your health. But I really like the intelligence ones. And she's 28. So she's a little old, because it'll probably take a couple years to get to the point where we're having children. So we're going to go over here to search, and we can kind of put in traits here that we want to see in our wife. So we're going to put quick, because we have quick. And if both of us have quick, better chance at our child having a better congenital trait, like intelligent, or they'll definitely have quick at the very least. Or that's what it says. It will have it, but sometimes they come out without it. And that's why we can change stuff. I want to see... You can see all these people have quick, so now you really just want to look at what traits they have. Wow, she has really good traits. Temperate, just. Ambitious. Ambitious isn't a great thing to have in your vassals, because they may try to overthrow you. As a wife, it's not too bad, because they won't really try to overthrow you so much. And anybody else that's younger, maybe, with better traits. Chaste is a bad trait to have in a wife, because you want to be able to have children with them, and that's going to bring the fertility down 25%. So you definitely want to stay away from chaste. These ladies aren't too bad. I really like this one up here that has these great traits, and she's got very good health, because she got temperate and pastoralist. Yeah, we're going to go with this lady. 25 isn't that old. That's fine. I mean, we're 33, so that's fine. It works out fine. So we'll marry her. That way, our children can have those good congenital traits that we both have as quick. And hopefully maybe it'll even build up to intelligent, and then we can marry our child off to someone else who has intelligent, and then their kids will be geniuses. That's in a perfect world. Doesn't always happen. So we'll go over a couple of these here. Realm, not a lot going on here at the beginning. You're going to have very low crown authority, so obviously you have very low authority over your vassals at the very beginning, which is fine. You kind of want it that way. The higher you go, the less your vassals like you. So high up, like right here, you can see your vassals. They give you more taxes and levies, but they like you a lot less. So you can see these are all opinions of your vassals. So that's fine. You can also change you can look at your vassals. We don't have any because we're the lowest form, and we don't have anybody below us. And then you can look at your succession laws. So male preference means that if a male is possible, it will go to a male. If it's not, it can go to a woman. And you can change it to, equal. You can change it to equal or female only, male only, female preference. You can change it all those later on in the game. You can't right now. Yeah, obviously we'll lose this title on succession because we have no heir. So that's the first thing we need to worry about. Go down here to the military. We've kind of already gone over this. We've already gone over the council. You can go up here and you can change your council members if you do end up getting better people. Your best one at that position will pop up at the top. But right now that's the highest guy we have. The only one you can't change is your bishop here, because you can't, as a Christian religion, we don't have the ability to change our bishop, which kind of sucks. You just kind of hope that they're good. 13 isn't bad. I'll take it. Down here, you just have all your courtiers and your courtier positions, which you definitely want a court physician. See if we have anybody that's decent at that. Well, this dude's average at it, so we'll go ahead and throw him in there so we don't have to buy somebody. Average is actually perfectly fine. Usually you don't have anybody that's average right at the start. The rest of these you worry about more later on because they all cost money, and you want to, really cost yourself the least amount of money possible at the very beginning. Intrigue, this is where your schemes will pop up. If you scheme to kill anybody or someone schemes against you, it'll pop up in here if you find out about it. And over here you have your hooks. You can learn secrets about people and kind of blackmail them, and you'll get a hook against them that you can call in a favor on them, essentially, which is really cool because it's really realistic. Factions, those are if you have a vassal that wants independence and he's wanting to start a war against you, that'll be in your factions. As soon as they get strong enough, they can basically, overthrow you. So you want to keep an eye on that if you have any. Right now, obviously, we don't have any. And these will be against your liege. So these are factions against my boss, which there aren't any at the moment. There will be some later. And these are your general decisions that are available. So we can find a Greek teacher, because we don't actually speak Greek because we're Roman. We should probably learn how to speak Greek, though, just to make everybody happy that lives around us. And then you just have this, invite knights, meditate, just some of these. There'll be more later on, like decisions. Down here, this is where you can go on a hunt, and these are little travel options right here. We'll do that a little bit later. They're very expensive, so we're not really going to mess with that right now. And that's pretty much everything over there. We're going to go ahead. The first thing you're going to want to do, especially if you're trying to take up people over, is you're going to want to look at them. You want to see how many men they have. So we actually have more men than him. They have 322. We have 417. And we'll probably have more pretty soon because we'll build up on our men-at-arms over here. We can actually afford to kind of build up our men-at-arms. They give you 100 every time you increase them. Your levies will essentially go up by 100. So I think we have enough money to get at least, and we'll have 500 men. We'll be able to take this over. So what we're going to want to go ahead and do at the very beginning, just so we can start conquering as soon as we can, we're going to go over here to our bishop, and we're going to go to fabricate claim on county. So you click that, and you'll choose which county you want. So you'll just come over here and just click on this one, and bam, it'll take about 3 years in in-game time to fabricate that claim, and that way you'll have a reason to go to war and conquer that. It goes pretty fast though. Like if you see if I play it, I'm kind of on level 3 speed. I keep it at 3 pretty much the whole time. Look at this. We already have something to the sensible Valerius. I, Alexia, gladly accept your hand in marriage. Awesome. So this is our wife. So she's saying that she wants to marry us. Oh, dude, she has awesome stats. 4-star. I mean, just awesome stats. Excellent. That's sweet. We're married. That is awesome. I don't really have any great knights that I want to get married off. Usually if you have very good courtiers that you want to have children, because they have good traits, you want to get them married as well, so they have children to also add to your court later on. But I don't really have any awesome ones yet. Once we start to invite knights and we get some good ones, I may marry them off as well. But we're going to let in time pass. Just kind of letting stuff kind of fall into our laps here. You kind of got to let things happen. Looks like there's a little war going on over here already. It looks like they may be at war against our liege for Sicily over here. They are. They're attacking. They're attacking Belisios of the Byzantine Empire. Blah blah blah. Conquest of Sicily. So basically, how conquests go is you can either take a single county if you have a claim on it, or you can take the whole duchy. So if you go here, if you go over here to your, these are kind of like you can click on different map modes. This is your culture. It's listed everybody's culture in those areas. You got Anglo-Saxon, French, Occitan, Lombard, and then you have duchies here. So these are all the duchies. So this is Sicily, or Salamide, whatever the ruling culture calls it. So this is Sicily right here. You got Calabria, you got Pisa, Tuscany. These are duchies. They hold multiple counties. And counties are what we have. We're just we have a single county. So this is just a single county and part of a duchy. So this is actually part of the Duchy of Sicily. You can see because we're kind of a green color, and when we click on ours, the whole thing kind of lights up. So that's actually what the duchy we're part of. We're part of the Sicilian Duchy, which is a part of Sicily as a country. So these are kingdom titles. So Sicily actually is a kingdom apart from Italy, and then you have Romagna, which is a whole nother kingdom. So these are all your kingdom titles. England, obviously, Ireland, Alba, which is also later known as Scotland after the Scots take over, Wales, West Francia, Aquitaine, which all pretty much makes France, Sweden, Norway, Denmark. So those are your kingdoms, and then you have your empires. So obviously you have the Byzantine Empire, or Eastern Roman Empire, Italia, Francia, Germania, Hispania, Britannia, Scandinavia. Those are your empires right there. You can see the Roman Empire isn't on there because I don't even think they have that. Let me go down here and search titles real quick. Find title. I'm gonna look up Roman Empire. I'm not seeing it. Oh yeah, there it is. The Roman Empire. Wow. Yeah, it won't even highlight it. Like I knew it was in the last game. They added it later on. And they may add it later on in this game. Obviously, it is a title you can create. Let's see if they have the history here. Wow, they do. Diocletian, yep, like I said, that was the last one. Let's see if we can find Hadrian. He's one of my favorites, but that's going to be pretty far down here. But yeah, that's a Roman Empire. That's what we're going to end up trying to do, folks. We're going to probably call it a day for today. We did start trying to fabricate a title on this county over here, so hopefully by next episode, we'll be able to take this guy over and have a foothold here in Sicily, and we'll try to build on that. More than likely, I end up having to go to war with this guy, which isn't too exciting. Hopefully he loses the war with our liege and doesn't take over all of this, because then we'll immediately have to go to war with this guy, but it looks like he's definitely going to lose, because he got destroyed in a battle, looks like. So yeah, we'll have a chance to take this guy's stuff over, and then from there we can build our army up and maybe go ahead and challenge this guy. But that'll be the next episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please come in next time. We're definitely going to get out of this tutorial stage, and we're going to get into some more actual conquering and go over some more of the complex aspects of the game. So please follow me next episode. I'll see you guys then.